live. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome.
hello.
I am here with Claudio Capri, who moved his hand from his face so quickly I thought he might have been picking his nose. There's Mike Gamache
Not picking
with
his
a
nose.
self-satisfied smile. Claudio, I'm sorry. That was just a joke. I didn't think you were picking your nose. Just,
No,
your
I know.
face just dropped when I said that. I'm really kind of.
No.
I apologize. I got my glasses on so people can't recognize me. It's a Superman complex thing that's happening. Look at that. We got this. I don't know why you guys are letting me talk nonstop like this. This is completely. I don't. No. Just jump right in, Claudio. This is.
I was just gonna say
power hand signal. Just.
I was just gonna say Don is gonna join us in 10 to 15 minutes.
Is your message that correct? Okay.
Yeah. She messaged our group chat. Yeah.
Right.
So we'll keep in touch. So all right. So
we'll keep in touch. Are we signing off? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. It was a very quick show.
All right. So there
Quickest
we
show in our history.
Yeah. There
Just over a minute.
There we go. Oh my God. Can you just imagine? Instead of check-in show, it's like.
Check out.
The checkout. All right, guys, how are you? Okay, guys. Bye. See you later. Bye, everybody. Call me as bye.
Checkout would be a good review show.
Yes.
And we just got a cameo as well. See, and it wasn't on Mike Gamache's side. So
yeah, no, it was. Wouldn't it be weird if you got a camera behind you? I'm like, well, Paul's out. Mike, how are you? Oh my God.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good. Paul, how are you doing? Good. How are you doing? We can do this for an hour. Sorry,
Yes,
I'm good.
yeah.
Good. How are you?
So how are you?
The show's only half an hour. We really don't want to do this for an hour.
No.
5 hours later. All right, guys, I'm good. All right.
All right. I think this is something that I've brought up before and that has not happened. When am I going to be a guest on the Dirty Four podcast? Is somebody scared of me having me on?
No. He's just
because like when it started, they said we're going to have you on as a guest, and then
I
got that spiel too.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll both be on. Don't worry. No, it's just that. Like,
I don't want to be on with Mike. No,
I don't want to be on.
I'm sorry. Listen, listen.
Welcome to the viewers, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Only 2 minutes in, you're saying welcome to the viewers. Too late.
To the viewers, and this is our first on camera fight. So.
Well, listen. I'm not gonna get involved in here between you two arguing. I'm just gonna be like.
No, we're getting on your case for not having us on. Come on.
Okay. Well, you both have to fight to the fight to the
fight to the death.
Not to the death. Just fight verbally fight.
This is it.
Fight
Mike,
to
I'm
the
taking you out.
He actually goes off. Yeah.
The power. He's got the power. I don't.
Well, I was gonna say, wouldn't it be funny if your internet connection just died as you did that?
No, it wouldn't.
That would
I would actually begin to feel genuinely bad.
That wouldn't be funny, Claudio. That would be karma.
Well, what happened was on movie trivia night, Victoria had issues with her connection. So then at one point we're just having a funny argument, and I'm like, Victoria, get out of here. And she actually left, and her connection. Boom. I'm like,
failed.
Wow.
I had a weird. Well, the thing is about connections. I'm finally reading. Either of you familiar with the author Neil Stephenson?
I heard of the author. I heard of some books, but I haven't read.
Not particularly, no.
No.
One of his books was optioned just pre-COVID to be directed by Ron Howard, called Seven Eves.
Yes.
It's a great book. I don't know where they are in production, though. I think it might be stalled at this point. But I just started listening to because Audible. I took the free. This is not a bloody thing for Audible. There is not a paid whatever, but
plug.
Audible is giving out free subscriptions, and because I have my Amazon account, and so I'm listening to Fall or Dodge in Hell.
Okay,
it's got 2 titles, and it's very interesting because somebody fakes a nuclear attack in the United States.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, they fake. Basically, they do a DDO attack on the ISP of a remote town, and so that town gets sort of disconnected.
Right.
But then they have actors and all this and all these people, and they manufacture and use conspiracy theories to have how can I say to sort of like fake a news event about the fact that there is a nuclear explosion that has happened in this small town.
Okay.
And so that's the point I'm getting to. And the weird thing is, he's left the traditional news are sort of following and catching up, but they're staunchly, we are about facts and everything. Considering that Fox News is considered to be a mainstream news channel, it seems so much like the kind of thing that they would jump on.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, I heard they were gonna do a film like this, but then because Ron Howard was
you
searching.
mean Seven Eves, yeah, is a different, different story.
So he was from what I was reading, it was an article. The reason why, because from what you're telling me, is that this film has a lot. It's like a heavy film. Right?
It's this is a different book by the same author.
Okay.
I'm a fan of that author. I've read several of his books. One of his early books, if not his first, was Snow Crash, which cracked website came up with the 10 greatest sci-fi films that will never be made.
Right.
Snow Crash was one of them, and I think 1 and 2 was Matrix 2 and 3 that we deserve.
Okay.
So that was the thing. But the thing is with Snow Crash, it was written in the early 80s, and it had Google Glass in it, but they were just called gargoyle glasses. They had there was a computer program that was incredibly powerful that allowed him access to satellite imagery of the Earth, that allowed him to zoom down and then use any CCTs that were in the area to get a real-time view of a place. It's basically Google Earth.
Right.
And he's describing this in 84.
Wait, a friend of mine read that book, and he told me that it got revised in 2000s.
Okay, I haven't heard about it being. I know it was reprinted a ton. It is the book that I have ended up purchasing more than any other book, because I loan it to friends and then
it disappears,
keep it or move, or they loan it to somebody else.
Or you said
everybody who reads this, it's just like, holy crap, this is like, because it's funny. There's a lot of tongue in cheek. There's two main characters. There's Whitey and Hero Protagonist. That's the guy's name, is Hero Protagonist. He's half African American, half Japanese, and he is a coder and samurai. Who
that's a combo.
Starts out the book working as a pizza deliverator. Which is, so high-tech car that, breaks all the laws and gets you the pizza there, because he works for Cosa Nostra Pizza. And so if he does not get the pizza there within the 30 minutes, Uncle Enzo, the owner of the family run business, will fly to your house, apologize personally, and then give you and your family a vacation to Sicily.
Wow.
And the deliverators who mess up,
they get shot.
never are heard from again.
Right.
Actually, speaking of books based on films, so I saw one. It was on Amazon Prime, and I was disappointed by it. It's called Without Remorse, the new Michael B. Jordan film.
Yeah, because it has nothing to do with the book.
Exactly, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm a fan of Tom Clancy. Like, I love his books. I found that the Splinter Cell series video games. I mean, I played 1, 2, and 3. And hey, Jess. So I found the first 3 Splinter Cell. The first 4 Splinter Cells were well done.
Hey, Steph.
Steph.
Steph is a friend, a father, swing dancer, and is living out in the fantastic Vancouver or British Columbia, but is originally from Montreal. So, Steph, I haven't heard from you for a while. Nice to see that you're checking in.
So yes, I was reading without that title, Without Remorse, and I'm like, oh my god, I was visualizing how they're gonna make this film. So can I give like a minute context about what the book is supposed to be about?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So basically, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, so there's a character called Jack Ryan,
Right.
and he has this character in Without Remorse. They named him like a bunch of different characters. Like they call them Tom. They call them some other. So he's supposed to be.
In the Jack Ryan universe of
Universe.
films, he is the operator. He's the
Yes,
guy
the
that-
operator. Yeah.
He's the guy that goes out and like leads the physical missions most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah, and in the video games, he helped Sam Fisher. So then they finally made a movie about. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. There's gonna be a movie about this, and I'm like, this is not anything like the book. I was so disappointed. I'm like, I can't believe I downloaded this book and then I read it, and I'm like, I had to like delete it because I was so pissed because I'm like, oh my god, finally they're gonna make a film about this, and then I'm like, oh, Tom Clancy must be rolling in his grave. Oh man.
I
Oh,
think Tom Clancy's still alive, but
Yeah.
he is the king of licensing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Tom Clancy has realized writing some books makes you money. Licensing it to movies and video games
Makes you tons more.
tons.
he died in 2013.
Oh, he
yeah?
did. Okay. Well, his
Yeah.
family then.
Yeah. Ah, man.
His family,
I'm like,
so.
Jesus. Because now they're gonna.
So
they're
they
gonna
can't
do-
even say inspired by this book. They can't
no,
even
no,
say
they say
based on
based
this
on.
book.
Yeah.
Based. If there's nothing in the story of the book in the movie, what's
I'm
it based on?
Yeah, I'm scared because now they're gonna make the Splinter Cell films, and I love Splinter
Yeah.
Cell. And now Tom Hardy's gonna be playing, which I'm not gonna have a problem with Tom because I find he's a good actor. But I'm like, if they messed up Without Remorse, and I'm like,
but
for
the
sure,
thing is, Without Remorse has less fans than Splinter Cell.
yeah,
Right?
still.
Splinter Cell has the video game franchise,
Yeah.
all that behind it. They could go with the video game stories. They could take, maybe like what's in between. But I mean, yeah, for Without Remorse was also part of it is because it's dated. It's involving South American. The book is involves South American drug lords.
Yeah,
And whereas Without Remorse is more of failed spycraft or people trying to put the world back on the brink of a Cold War.
yeah.
So
Out of my favorite Tom Clancy novels, I love Splinter Cell Checkmate. And the video games that was made by produced by Clancy, it was Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. So to me, those two stand out for me. The rest, I'm like, all right, it's interesting. But as I mentioned, like I'm scared of what they're going to do with Splinter Cell.
Well, it seems like Hollywood's basic MO with a lot of things that they buy rights on when they option out books and stuff. A lot of times they will loosely base it on the book. There will be sort of like they'll take a little sort of, but the screenwriters come along and they do stuff that was never in the book, and it's like,
No.
yeah, well, this sort of reminds me of the book, but it's nothing at all like the book. And
absolutely.
when you walk into the theater expecting the book, or you read the book expecting to understand what the movie was about, you're screwed because it doesn't jive.
Thank
And sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's really like, holy shit, there is practically nothing of the book in this movie.
Thank God this did not come to theaters and went directly to Amazon Prime.
now,
I'm like,
let's. I want to just ask this. I know, Claudio, you want to talk about F9, but who has been your favorite screen portrayal of Jack Ryan?
I would say right now, Krasinski. He was he played in The Office. I forgot his first name.
John Krasinski.
John.
Yes, thank you, John Krasinski. I find he's doing a very, very good job right now. Then there was Ben Affleck, but Ben Affleck was and then you have
that one was filmed in Montreal.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a stunt driver who worked on that when a stunt went wrong.
Yes, I heard it.
Yeah.
And also I liked how Harrison Ford portrayed Jack Ryan. And then you had Alec Baldwin. He was in The Hunt for the Red October. But as of now, John Krasinski, because I love what they're doing with the Jack Ryan character. I love where they're going with this. Chris Pine's film did not feel like a Jack Ryan film. It just felt
I
like
don't even remember that one.
Yeah, it was filmed. It was that was also filmed in Montreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked Harrison Ford's original portrayal
Uh-huh.
in the early movies. However, I found it was a little bit too rah rah America the
Yeah,
Great. You know,
that was just
I think Krasinski brings a little bit of levity to the whole thing,
that.
and puts it in more of a like Krasinski's Jack Ryan is seems to me would be some guy you'd want to have a beer with, whereas Jack Ryan by Harrison Ford is some guy you'd want to not be killed by.
Yeah, and also season 1 was filmed in Montreal.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the Krasinski series. Now,
Mhm.
for me, like all apologies to Harrison Ford, I put Alec Baldwin as my second. John Krasinski is obviously he's my first because he's doing such a great job. Alec Baldwin's Jack Ryan feels like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
And,
gotta,
but
yeah,
but but and he had the physical presence. I mean, Krasinski has a physical presence as well. Yeah, Alec Baldwin. And again, for the rah Americanism,
mhm.
Tom Clancy's novels, that's what they're filled with.
Yeah. That's what they're filled with.
yeah.
But I'm talking that about the it was like hyper concentrated in the Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
The portrayal of Harrison Ford, it was like, you know, like, oh my God, you know, here's America to save the world. You know, we're the only ones with solutions. We're the only ones with the.
I have to say,
Yep.
it almost felt like Air Force One was
Yeah.
a continuation of the series.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the one with Steven Seagal and
yeah,
Steven Seagal died very quickly in that. Well, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Oh
I
God.
think so. Yeah, yeah, but you know,
Yeah,
Harrison
yeah,
Ford.
yeah. I remember. Dude.
One of the problems that I think Harrison Ford carries, unfortunately, like a baggage, is that often you'll see him in a role and you can't help but see him as Indiana Jones or Han Solo. Aspects of it creep into his performance, and it's not. I don't think it's anything that he does consciously. It just shows up, and it detracts from the portrayal of the character he's actually playing in that particular movie.
I'm trying to remember which production company it was, but there was a production company that passed on Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then they were offered Indiana Jones, and they passed on that as well.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of funny. I'm just wondering if somebody goes, that guy's just a carpenter. I mean, he's supposed to be building sets. Why are you?
Why is he
putting him
behind
in
the
a
camera?
film?
Yeah. Why is he in
He's
front of the
short.
camera? Yeah. He's wooden. He's like a piece of carpentry. Anyway. Oh, poor Harrison. We're dishing on Harrison right now.
Who? I mean, all right. He has done some things that speak to his character that are good. He's done some things that speak to his character that's bad. But I mean, he is because he's a trained and licensed helicopter pilot, owns his own helicopter. He
Yeah.
has rescued like less than
Yeah.
a handful.
Yeah,
Less than
and he
five.
flies vintage planes. He actually crashed a P-51 Mustang, crash landed it a few years back. Almost killed himself.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was because he found out he had to do Star Wars Episode 7. He goes, give me good reason to injure myself because I don't want to be in this garbage movie.
Oh my God!
You know what? 8.
Yeah.
There's a couple problems with 8, but it is far superior to 9. Sorry, just
Oh man, 9 was bad.
Mhm.
9, 7, and 9 were. God, I can't. I don't know.
yeah. It's
Can't.
I mean like the internet clamored because like 7, like the first of the sequel trilogy.
Yes, sequels.
Yeah. They went and everyone went, it's beat for beat Star Wars.
Right.
There's nothing new. And so
Right.
then they did 8.
Yeah.
And they went, but this is an Empire. And
Yeah.
like that was the main complaints.
Right.
But J.J. Abrams just tried to gut everything that Ryan Johnson brought into it. As a director, Ryan Johnson, let's take a look at his pedigree. I mean, okay, Knives Out, yeah. All right, that's a great ensemble cast.
That was good.
Good mystery. His student film starting out was Brick, which is an amazing. It has like it's set in like a Southern California high school, or the community around that, because you don't really see a lot in the high school, and it is set. It is done like a film noir. Even the speech patterns, though it's modernized, it is. I just like Edward G. Robinson.
Yeah.
See, and this is the way it's gonna be, kid. Like that kind of just sort of modernized up speaking. And J. Gordon Levitt is amazing in it. And some of the camera work is, the shots are wide shots, but there's only one person in it, just to kind of bring home the idea of isolation that is done in that film. It is beautifully. It's a beautiful film. Follow that up with Looper. Looper is an amazing film. And let's say hello, Dawn. There
Hey,
she is.
Dawn.
Hey.
Like Looper,
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're good. We were talking about the Star Wars sequels, the sequel one trilogy.
And I'm late for this.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Run.
But I'm going off about how the director of 8 was improperly vilified because he brought something new to it all. The one thing I don't like about 8 is the fact there's the gas. Gas all of a sudden became important in Star Wars.
So, what I'm of the old school where I'm just kind of like thinking of them as the good movies and the not so good movies. So
Good.
8.
Good. Stay that way.
I mean, there's the original 3.
Yes.
Right?
Then there's the
There
following
is
3.
what I want to see. is
the prequels. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the prequels, but I want to see. And I don't. I'll get lucky enough in my lifetime to see it, but I want to see the Topher edit.
The Topher edit.
Yeah,
What do you think? What's in the Topher
The
edit?
Topher edit exists.
Mhm.
There's plenty of blogs and forums on it.
Okay.
It is not available anywhere. There is an actor, Topher Grace from That 70s
Right.
Show,
Yes.
who took his money from That 70s Show and decided to go to film school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And as a sort of project to kind of learn stuff, he decided to take the prequels and make one coherent film.
Oh.
Wow.
And
Okay.
he did it.
Wow.
And he got Lucasfilm's permission to show it at a San Diego Comic-Con to a closed room of about 20 like film and geek bloggers.
Wow.
And it blew them all away.
I would love to see that because one of my problems with how many movies there are, it just feels like there's so much filler. I mean, we never needed like Jar Jar Binks or any of the marketing. You know, like
Never
just
say the
story.
JJ word again here, unless you're talking about Walker.
Yeah, Jar Jar was not dynamite. But no, I would love to see that because I was the kind of person who loved reading the paperbacks, right? So I loved the story. I didn't like the fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Like Jar Jar has mainly gone out of it. The whiny kid has mainly gone out of it.
Oh, good.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the whiny adult is still in there.
Okay.
He combined a lot of the battles, so instead of them happening like at different times, they sort of happen simultaneously. And so everything is kind of going on at once. It's from everyone who's seen it, there's not a bad review.
Oh,
What was the runtime on that?
Yeah.
I think he kept it to under 2 hours. So
Wow.
Whoa.
That is amazing.
That's slicing and dicing a lot of story out of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, a lot of the action set pieces could be sped up or
Yes.
truncated.
Yes. Yeah.
Because every time there's a battle, there's that 10-minute lead into a battle and all this stuff going on. And if you're just cutting around from the action scene from in the battle to other action scenes in battle, then you begin to go, oh, okay, it's a lot faster.
Right.
I like how. Sorry.
And, he got rid of a lot of the Senate stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I love political debates.
I love how episode 3 opened up to a battle scene. I'm like, all right, that's good. And then the ending of episode 2 that was, I'm like, this could have been though half the movie because attack.
See, when Don speaks of filler in stuff like that in series and franchises, I think that's one of the big sins I find in Hollywood, is that when you go to the trough one time too many, you are left with, you've got to put in a bunch of filler, because otherwise you start telling the same story again, and people go, oh, not this, like you'll lose people, and especially if you're trying to run like a franchise, a universe, if you will.
Yeah.
If you go back to it too often, you start repeating yourself. You start becoming derivative. It's yeah.
Well, okay, if we take a look at stuff like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Supernatural, Stargate the series,
Twilight, yeah.
Well, just those three.
All of those, yeah.
They were TV shows that started out as Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There's early, like, one of the big things about Stargate is there's very little on the line of aliens except in that first season.
That's true.
Right. That's when you got introduced to a bunch of like alien type aliens, and Stargate kind of drifted away from that when they got into the story base and the trying to keep it not exactly hard science, but to keep the science more plausible for the entire series.
Yeah, but then there were layers in the plot and character development. It was more interesting, I think.
There wasn't, even with Buffy, there wasn't a lot of character development in the first season, because when it's a show is unproven, they need it to be able to be aired in any order.
Yeah.
Right,
and
so
they needed to stand
any
alone.
Arc that happens during an episode has to end with the character back in the same emotional place as they were at the beginning. It's not until it establishes a following that they can do the larger arcs and even make season-long arcs.
Right.
Huh, that's interesting.
Some of the few shows that have that challenge that would be like Babylon 5, and it was vilified by the networks because of that. It aired on Showtime, was it? I'm not sure. It was a cable show, but he meant to have a 5-year arc for the entire show, and he had the beginning plotted, he had the end plotted, and he had there occasionally, because of cost and productions, there are filler episodes because they need to have something that can be low budget, like Community with the what they talk about, the bottle episode where everything happens in one room.
Right.
Because of the fact is you're not setting up you're doing multiple setups for the shots in one room, but you're not going to different locations to set up.
You're not doing multiple
you have
locales
this one place.
And yeah.
These are tropes that go into production to kind of like lower budget, so they can put more of a budget into another episode.
Yeah, I was reading just I saw a meme a couple of days ago about Clint Eastwood's Firefox, where one of the vehicles, like the Firefox itself, the futuristic plane, like the fighter plane, that plane alone consumed almost the entirety of the budget for the film for sets. Building that one plane cost them almost the entire budget they had for sets. It's like,
I hope it was worth it.
And it actually is in like, the actual plane shows up in, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. It's like, whoa, that's like disproportionate to cost versus anyway.
Well, the thing is, it's most people will remember only snippets of a film. So if they invest heavily in something that is going to be a showpiece, then that is essential to the film, essential to the film's marketing, etc. When a lot of a budget of a film goes into hiring a specific
A
actor.
specific actor, yeah. But this, like what I was reading about this thing, is that it nearly killed the movie because it was so expensive they just couldn't do much of anything else.
Wow, it
Yeah.
sounds like that thing that people say about writing. You have to kill your darlings. Sounds
Yeah.
like it needed to start with that ship, that plane. But oh my goodness.
All right, now let's just to go on. Who, by show of hands, who's been watching the Rick and Morty season 5? Anyone?
The
No,
older
I haven't.
ones.
No.
I haven't done.
It's only 3 episodes out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thoughts?
What I'm going to say is I'm enjoying it, but it is sort of hitting the audience with a sledgehammer. There's one thing that's going on, which is a big departure from the previous seasons. The finale of the last season sort of showed it a little,
Right.
but it's almost being showing that Rick is a lonely loser.
Right.
Huh.
Whereas, he's always been the guy with the answers and all that. Just now it seems everyone is fed up with his bullshit. And they're really sort of hitting that hard. And it's very interesting. It's almost like Rick is now losing it.
Oh, cool. No, I just we've been catching up on the older series because we never really watched Rick and Morty at my house. As you could tell by me almost misspeaking his name. But yeah, I just grew on me, and I thought, why have I not been watching it? It's fantastic.
I will tell you the main reason not to watch Rick and Morty.
What's that?
Rick and Morty fans.
Yeah.
Oh no, what are they like? They can't be like the Juggalos.
There is a lot of intelligence in the writing of Rick and Morty.
Right.
And there's a lot of high philosophy in the thinking behind a lot of it. But the fans are, and I'm doing it right now, the fans are basically feel like a bunch of mansplainers.
Yes.
They're looking at all of the levels and the layers.
Right. Some of them are, and then some of them are, they'll focus on one dick joke and they'll, try to embody, it's.
So they
all that
don't watch
pickle
it. They don't watch it to be entertained. They watch it to analyze it.
Well, I'm not just that, but it's their superior. It's like conspiracy theorists. Right?
Oh, good Lord.
It's
please.
I know this. I recognize this. So I am superior to you.
Yes, exactly.
Claudia is being very.
For all of those who don't understand, let me explain. Claudio, hi.
Oh no, I'm listening. I'm just like when you were mentioning something about about that Rick and Morty. I'm like, oh God, Rick and Morty fans, Jesus Christ. That's why.
There we have it.
That's why I don't want to watch Rick and Morty. I mean, I don't want to keep watching it because of the fans. They're ruining it. I'm like, oh my God, you guys really.
See, the thing is just don't engage with them. Watch
No.
it. Make your own decisions.
I just
enjoy it because it is enjoyable.
Yeah, I just enjoy Rick and Morty because I know the writing is brilliant, and I just enjoy it as like an awesome cartoon. But man, these fans, like I've encountered 2-3 fans, and like, yeah, no, I think it means this. I'm like, you're reading, like, you're reminding me of like back in high school when the teacher's like, the author chose red because it represents this, but the author really said it's red. That's all it is. I just chose a color, and that's what they're reminding me of. And I'm like, oh my God! Like every time I talk to a Rick and Morty fan, they just take the fun out of it. And I'm like,
how is your Scarlet Letter book report, by the way, Claudio? Are you still upset that you got a low rating on?
Listen,
that's why you had the picture that red.
Listen, the Scarlet Handbook is still in progress. I am on chapter 2, page 30. I got 80 more chapters to go, and I passed the red part. I'm at the pink part right now.
Right. Wow, you were bad at bullshitting book reports.
Oh my God, I couldn't. So what? They're like, so give us 2 pages about this book, and then the teacher's like, Claudio, you just took the back of a book and you just wrote that. I'm like, well, that's a book report.
Well,
And
that,
then
was that's just saying. Wow,
I read this book.
They
There, my
summarized it the
report.
same way I did.
yeah, it's like
I guess
in this book.
I have a professional career ahead of me in this.
Did you all write your book report? In this book report, I will talk about. There we go. There goes 80 letters, I believe.
I usually did them on the bus to school. Thankfully, I was a half hour to 45 minutes away from school by bus.
Paul, why is his writing messy? Listen, you have no idea the dog was trying to fight me the whole night. Dog, I don't have a dog. You don't know that.
The bus was bumpy.
Yeah,
exactly.
My teachers recognized.
Yeah.
They knew.
Paul, did you write this on the bus? No. Then why does his handwriting look bad?
I never
broke my
denied writing
hand.
it on the bus.
The best book report I ever came across somebody handing in school was very, very succinct and to the point. The book report, the entirety of the book report was, "This book is bullshit."
Wow.
That's a person.
And he handed that in. This guy's like, "Oh my."
Oh. All right, so 100%, Mike, do better next time. All right, you're getting a 60%. I like how it's all.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was a guy I knew. That was it. That was his entire book report. He read the book. He could have written a report, but that was it. It was like, this book is bullshit.
If
It was the
if it was
60s.
Atlas Shrugs, then he then
there
he deserved at least
yes,
an 85.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just imagine Mike wrote like a beautiful 5-page essay on the book, and this guy, and then the guy he's mentioning was, "This book is bullshit." Mike gets 60, and the guy who wrote "This is bullshit" gets like 100%. Like, oh, come on! See, I put it in those plastic folders, see-through folders.
Actually, he didn't get a failing grade. He didn't get a great grade, but he didn't get a failing grade because the teacher actually appreciated the honesty. So it was like, okay,
Wow,
I can't disagree, but you could have filled it out a little bit. You could have fleshed this idea out a little.
You could have said why it was bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
Support your points.
Yes, exactly.
Why is this bullshit? Well, because it's bullshit. Why you think it's bullshit? Well, because the thing is bullshit.
Because it's
All right, who among us has performed live now that things are beginning to open up?
Claudio was up tonight at the Nest, so
Yeah.
And he
he's
has been up already.
he has been out a couple of
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Claudio needs new headshots, by the way.
Yes.
I need to get new head. I need to get new standing stage headshots. Yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Well, I'll be there tonight. I can try and get some shots for you.
Thank you. Wow. Now,
nice.
will I be well? Will the competition be good? I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to the Nest tonight. I have a couple of tickets. Obviously, Dawn is in Ottawa. She's out of this. But Paul, if you were available and you wanted to come by, I have a ticket that you could have. Or anybody who's listening and who's interested, just message me and.
How often do you get tickets?
How did I get tickets? I went online.
How often do you get tickets?
I don't often get tickets. Previously at the Nest, usually the guys who know you at the Nest will let you in if you're a comic. But because of the pandemic, because of limited seating, they're selling tickets now. And I thought, well, if I wanted to go see Claudio, I better get a ticket. So I'd gotten a ticket, and I got a ticket for a friend of mine, but he backed out on me. So I'm left holding 2 tickets. So I have a free ticket for whoever wants to join me, or not.
Mike, can I have that ticket? Aren't you performing tonight? Yeah. I'll come sit with you. Man, tonight should be a good show, though. Tonight should be a good show.
Yep.
So Comedy Nest tonight. I do want to get on the Comedy Nest now. Claudio, before we went live, asked if he could talk about something.
Yep.
And he's now, in his mind, I see the little panic behind his eyes, just going, what the hell did I want to talk about?
Yeah, exactly. What did I want to talk about?
F9.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh no.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is that movie is bullshit. That's all.
Full circle.
Stop stealing my
Exactly.
material.
No, but
We had an honest to God spit take on this.
Yeah, we did. I had to.
That's
No, but
awesome.
honestly, it was a disappointment, obviously, because here's the thing: the early films were not a disappointment, and this one, from 8 to now, it was an honest disappointment. No, because number 7. Because here's the thing, all right? Because I've been reading the articles, and they're planning on bringing back Brian O'Connor, who was played by late Paul Walker. Now Vin Diesel's like, we want to bring Brian back, but why are you bringing back a character that was played by an actor who is not here anymore? And that's it. And then F9 just seemed like an empty flick. That's all it was. It was just an empty, annoying flick.
Mhm.
Did I have high expectations for it? No, because we all know what Fast and the Furious should be about.
Well, it's,
Yeah,
kind of formulaic, right?
exactly. But it was fun. This one is that they try too hard to be something that they're not supposed to be. And Vin Diesel, as much as I like him, I'm like, ugh, why?
Hi, sis.
Hey, that's all I have to say. I left the theater and I'm like, man, this is a waste of time. I usually when I see a film and like if it's a bad film, I'll be like, oh, okay, well this film was bad because of this or because of that. I left the theater. I'm like, there's nothing to say about this useless work.
No redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Well, it sounds like it's like the kind of movie where we were just talking about, where there's sequel after sequel and they run out of stuff.
Yes, you're right. For example, the only thing I could say is that there's a character named Roman Pierce who was played by Therese Gibbons. Now, in Too Fast, Too Furious, he was a comic relief character, but he was also a good and important sidekick, right? But then as the films get progressively dumb, he becomes dumb himself. He becomes this annoying, dumb character. But I'm like, this is not what Roman Pierce is supposed to be. He's from
his character
F6
devolved. Instead of evolving, he devolved.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's supposed to be, like this, as I mentioned, this fun sidekick, and now they just made him obnoxiously annoying. And Vin Diesel, he just says the word family many times, and he didn't. I'm like, all right, this film was missing Jason Statham and The Rock. That's what was missing.
There's a conspiracy, well, not theory. It's there's somebody has noted something on Reddit that I'm going, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Starting last week, my feed, I don't know about your guys' feed, started being bombarded with Fast and the Furious memes.
Yes, family.
Because it's family.
Yes.
Have any of you? Yes, Don, you're laughing because you recognize.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that this was an attempt at a viral marketing? Like there were bots spamming these things out. Like a lot of them are really poorly written, and they're jumping on and using iconography from like well-established, other shows and programs and films.
Right. Yeah.
It's just getting so bad. Basically, Fast and the Furious, the first one, was kind of a ripoff of Point Break.
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
And I'm just, this is why, this is why we didn't need to have 8 other Point Break films.
Nine.
Nine.
No, 8 others. You got one.
Here's the thing: they all make money. And as long as the instant they put one out that's going to bomb and totally tank and not sell,
then they'll reboot it.
Yeah. Well,
This is that, but that's the thing. A lot of studios are very creative with their accounting, with how it makes money, how it doesn't make money.
Right.
Because there's some people who invest in it, and so they try to, I don't want to get into it because we don't have enough time. But the financing behind studio films, the financing behind it, it's a big shady business.
It's like futures on the stock market, right?
Yeah. The thing is, though, there's stuff that gets added on to the expense columns that are not considered as part of the cost, but they will affect the people's returns who invested into the film.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a shell game.
It
It
is. It
is.
is a shell game, and that's why it's a big money thing.
Yeah.
And it's the people who are in the film industry who can take and grab what money they have to invest outside of the film industry are the ones that are going to end up being rich afterwards. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, as soon as he started making money, started investing in property. Right? He's a huge landlord.
Oh yeah, there's people in Hollywood who have sort of like side hustles, if you will, that you would never imagine they would be involved in, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's where all this money is going. Oh,
Don't
cool.
don't
Or cool or
Stallone.
weird, like
Yeah, don't Stallone and Willis have a Hollywood cafe?
Oh,
They used to.
They
Used to.
Planet Hollywood chain.
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
There's a
Planet Hollywood,
chain.
I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. We used to have a Planet Hollywood here downtown, but not anymore.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Hmm.
Ah man, good times. Not really,
There
because I
was-
wasn't
there-
born yet. But
There was the one in Florida. Recently saw a picture. Somebody went and they got to from Demolition Man when the life cast of Stallone as he's coming out of the freezer
Right.
was hanging over their table, genitalia and all.
That's hilarious.
you're eating that thing's down like.
Ooh.
Ah,
Sausage. I'm gonna have sausage.
Yes.
Or even better.
I'm rethinking my order. No hot dogs.
Bangers and mash. I'll take the full Monty.
Ah man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Who has something that they definitely want to chat about before we're gone? I
Yeah,
want
or
to
plug.
thank everyone, Lise,
Yeah.
Stefan, Jess, all of you, especially those who managed to hit the like button.
Yeah.
What are your what's your thoughts? Anyone want anything else to address? We addressed that Claudio is the only person who's been brave enough to do live comedy in front of a crowd so far. Dawn, you've been doing some.
I did some. Ottawa had a bit of a gap between lockdowns where we were doing it behind plexiglass before the
Right.
variants came out, and
Right.
I ventured out twice for that. But when the variants came out, I just thought, okay, I'm sitting this one out until I'm vaccinated, and I just got my second shot.
hey,
I'm getting mine on Monday,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
and then I'm
Yeah.
supposed to work on film set after. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well,
Fingers
it's
crossed.
don't you know. You might have the symptoms or whatever. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm working on a film set on tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I'm supposed to be at the Val de Nuit that night, and I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. So
I
then
have a
it'll,
question for you before go off. Did you have any symptoms when you got your second dose?
My second one, I did not,
Yeah.
but
I did.
among my roommates, they
Me too.
they
Okay.
I got a little bit of a reaction for the second dose. I had no
what-
reaction from the first dose,
Same.
but I got one from this, and I had Moderna.
Okay, and
So-
how long and
Same.
and how long did your reactions last? Like, are they
About
severe?
24, 36 hours at most.
Oh man.
Oh, I was a couple of
wasn't
days.
severe. It was just I wasn't feeling good. I
Oh,
didn't
man.
feel.
But you have
Yeah.
to, when you fill out that form, Claudia,
Yeah.
you have to say you're feeling symptoms if you are feeling symptoms.
Yeah.
No. I'm just I'm just scared that I'm gonna have a fever or something. That's I'm.
I had a.
I didn't have
fever and
any
chills
fever.
the
I
next
just
day.
I didn't
Yeah.
have any fever, Claudio, but
Okay.
I did feel like I wasn't feeling good. Let's put it this way. I was tired. I was a little bit foggy.
Any symptom? Did you vomit? Any symptoms? of
Oh,
vomit?
nothing like that.
No,
No.
nothing
Oh,
like that.
okay.
No upset
Okay.
stomach. No headache. Nothing like that. I just was feeling off.
Okay.
Yeah, I was feeling. I got fever, chills,
Fever.
aches. And it was hard to think. I think
Yeah,
that was
fogginess.
like. Yeah, exactly.
Mind
So that was like
fog.
the next day and the day after I was down, and I felt more like myself. Like after 5 days in, I went like 40-minute walk, and it was my energy was back. But I didn't have anything the first vaccination.
What flavors did everyone have?
Oh, Pfizer and Moderna.
I had both Modernas.
I'm getting Pfizer.
I did AstraZeneca and Pfizer. So those were the flavors I did. Now, when I got the first one, I felt a lot of tension up here in the back of my neck and shoulders.
Okay.
But the second one, and the person who did the first one, I did not even feel it going in.
Hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
At all.
Oh.
She was
Why?
good. She
Scary?
took a very long time.
Mhm.
Like even the plunger going down. The second one I did, the person was great bedside manner, but they just tunk, and like I could feel the swell.
Oh God.
But I mean, I had no bruising or anything,
Mhm.
but that was the only thing I felt from it. Like
Okay.
I didn't even get the tension in the shoulders.
Well,
I had
I
like
never
a little sore part in the arm, but nothing. But one of my roommates, he got the fever, headaches.
How long? And how long did the fever? So,
I
so,
think it
so
was
was.
like two days for him.
And what was the last word you said? Fever. You said
Headaches?
no. You said something else. Blind. I thought you said blind something.
No, I mean,
Nope.
lying
Nobody
in
went
bed.
blind.
He wanted to lie in bed. That's
Oh,
about it.
okay. All right.
Just tired.
Yeah, I had some. I had both of my injections were totally painless, but I had some soreness. A couple of hours after the injection, soreness set in and lasted for the first time. It lasted for a couple of days, and the second time it lasted for 3 days.
Oh God.
And it was just a nagging soreness.
Claudio,
If I
Yeah.
used, I got it in the left arm, and if I went to reach for something, or I used the arm to do like pick up something, I would feel it like like sore.
No, the reason why I'm asking is because I take insulin.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like I asked
You have
around.
to worry about eating, and thus vomiting would be a bad thing because it will mess up.
Yeah,
your-
no, but
Yeah.
yes, you're right. And the nurses are like, no, don't worry, your insulin's not gonna be. It will not contradict the.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm like 90% satisfied.
I have not heard of many people getting nauseous from this.
Yeah.
There's-
Nauseous.
Like
Nauseous is not-
nauseous and vomiting.
Yeah,
not
no.
many people have had that reaction. I think I've of all the people that I've spoken with who've had both vaccines,
Okay.
I think maybe one or two out of a couple of hundred have had that, and I
Okay.
think it's a one-off thing. I think it's perhaps even psychosomatic.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
all right, I had a nice little Twitter comment that I ended up putting on Instagram. Let me see if I can just drop this up. Where can I see my profile? There it is.
Elise Gamache says your sister Nicole did.
Oh,
Oh, she
my
got
sister
stomach sick?
had some nausea and vomiting. Okay.
Oh. That's,
Well, she was one of the people I heard that had it, so it's like it's very one-offish. I think it probably is. Some people react differently to different things, and some people just the thought of it. She had fever and vomiting. Okay,
Ooh.
which one did she have though? Please, if you can just type in quickly, which one did she get?
So, well, as we're waiting for that to come up,
Yeah.
I was kind of proud of this.
Okay.
It ended up on Reddit as well.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
nice.
On white people Twitter.
Uh-huh.
White people Twitter.
Yes.
And somebody actually called it gay and got downvoted.
Wow, that still happens? It's
Wow.
not 1980.
Sadly.
Jeez.
Well,
Wow.
don't forget, it's the World Wide Web, so
Yes, that's
it could
true.
be
Yes.
some place in the world where the 1980s is just getting to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
I was gonna go further and go 1960s, but
Yeah,
Mm.
50s maybe even. Yeah. Okay.
Even the 90s, it was
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
Yeah.
hugely prevalent.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to see, she had Astra and Pfizer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, she's usually
expensive.
carsick. She has a very queasy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's got a tender belly.
Yes.
Tender belly.
I remember car trips with my sister as a kid, and she would like 9 times out of 10 she'd get car sick. Even if
Oh,
we were
no.
going on a half-hour trip, she'd get car
Oh.
sick. So it's like yeah,
Oh, fun.
yeah. My mother would have to give her Dramamine or
Gravel?
Gravol. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like she just couldn't.
This is a weird. Okay, this is a weird segue, and I know we're coming up on the end here.
Yes.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
Acupressure. Is anyone
Uh-huh.
familiar with that?
Acupressure.
Yes, I am. Acupuncture without the needles.
Right. My mother had a great deal of problem with she could not sit in the back seat of a car.
Right.
She would have to be in the front seat. we anytime like we get on a boat,
Yeah,
she was done.
right. Motion sickness. My
and-
mother's seasick like instantly when she gets on a boat.
And there's a museum in Halifax called the Bedford Institute of Oceanography, and in one of the hallways there's a porthole which gives a fake wave thing behind her,
Oh, yeah.
and she couldn't pass that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she was very bad. Then we got these acupressure bands. You just wear it on your left, and it's basically like an elastic band
Uh-huh.
with a marble. And she
Right.
just had to place it
On
in
her
the right
wrist,
place
yeah.
on her wrist. You can get these at most pharmacies,
Right.
and we were able to take like a 16-hour ferry ride, and she wouldn't get sick.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this acupressure thing, it definitely worked for my mother. I think my sister uses it as well,
Mhm.
though she was not as severe as my mom. So
Perfect.
Yeah, there's also a special place on your body. I can't remember where the exact acupressure point is, but if you have tooth pain, and you squeeze that point, it
is it the
cuts
ear?
it in. I think it's
No.
the earlobe. I'm not sure.
No,
No?
you're right. Actually, what happened? Remember, I told you like I had pain.
Yeah.
I felt pain. So what I did is I pressed on the pain,
Okay.
and then and a minute later, the pain was gone. I'm like, this is weird. But I'm still going to the dentist next week. But
Mhm.
I just pressed it for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now there
and
is
then-
an acupressure point for assholishness.
Ah.
So if somebody is an asshole.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you have to do is just do a swift jab to the throat.
Yes.
Oh, even better. Yeah, even better.
I'm in.
So someone's an asshole. What you do is you go buy Gorilla Glue, and then you find a way to open their mouth, and you put Gorilla Glue on their mouth, and then you shut it so that person doesn't talk anymore.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, no,
Lisa's saying that she's going to
Yes.
let Nicole know about the
Yes.
acupressure bands.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
She
hope
also
it works
needs
for
to
her.
sit in the front seat. Yeah.
I
But
hope it works for her.
but does also work for other things besides what you just mentioned?
Well, that pressure point is for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if
Pressure
you want to know
points
more
all
about
over.
pressure, if you want to know more about pressure points, look into Oriental medicine, the acupuncture. Many of the acupuncture points are the same as the pressure points.
Well, I mean, sorry, I know we're supposed to cut this short like 30
Yeah.
minutes ago, but I'm saying no, but for me, like I don't no, I'm just curious, but I don't feel like except for just the tooth pain, like
Mhm.
everything else, I don't feel as bad. I don't feel bad as I used to in the past. So I'm just I'm just curious. No, I'm
Yeah, funny how regulating your insulin levels will do that for you. Eh?
Yeah, and you were stable. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, like I ate before the show, and my blood sugar
Mhm.
was at 6.5. I get home at 1, and it was at 6.3. I'm like, all right, well, no, that's good for now.
Mhm.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
I never know, but
Congratulations! I'm glad that you're taking this as seriously.
Yes.
and
But I'm only-
you're looking healthy.
thank
Yes.
you. And I'm looking, and I'm only eating like cheap foods, like when we're out. Like I know I'm not supposed to have French fries, but once in a while I have like 2 or 3 of them. Sweet potato fries.
It's sweet potato fries. Okay, I was about to say.
But here's
French
the thing.
fries are not as bad as French fries with ketchup.
No,
Yeah.
I don't put ketchup on it. No, but this is weird. And again, I'll say this before we go. I cannot have. I'm not supposed to be having regular French fries, but I could have sweet potato fries.
Mhm.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
Huh.
because apparently sweet potato. Okay, even people
because
watching
the
this.
natural sugar.
Yes, so I could have a lot of
Fine.
sweet potato fries, but I
Mhm.
can't
A lot.
have. Yeah, I
Well, my
can't
mother-
have French.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. My wife has read that a sweet potato is actually as the equivalent of 3 different vegetables. If you're having a sweet potato, it's like you're having 3 different vegetables.
exactly.
There's so many nutrients in a
It
sweet
is a
potato.
superfood.
It is a superfood, yeah. yeah.
So
It's like,
okay, this
yeah,
is
I
weird.
believe that. I believe that completely.
And
So-
Claudia, you had a thought. Can you just finish
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So when I have like let's say we go out, like I cannot have regular fries, but I can have sweet potato fries, or it should be opposite.
Bonus.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
All right. I think the greatest bonus was the fact that we did get Dawn in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Well
Glad
said,
to be
well said.
needed.
that's
Okay, so I guess
Thank you
everybody
all.
just a quick goodbye and we're
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Click
yeah.
goodbye. We're
And
thank you, everybody
and
who
thank you everybody.
watched.
Yeah, you watched.
And it was good talking and seeing all
Yes.
of you. We'll do this again next week at the same
Yeah.
time.
And I'll be seeing Claudio tonight, and hopefully might be seeing Paul tonight. So yeah,
Excellent.
Things are looking up, guys.
Enjoy the show.
I still see
Yeah.